Hello, today we are here to talk about how Infinity Nikki has one of the best dailies in any kind of live service game and one of the worst ones simultaneously. The worst ones got introduced with 1.5 update. I am just gonna be doing my dailies and talking about what I mean by what I just said. So first of all, let's talk about the dailies that the game has had since 1.0, since its release. These are the daily wishes, which is something that gives you currency. The reason why they're so good is that oftentimes these are the kind of things that you will be doing regardless. So for example, on the current dailies, we have login already done. I've logged on. Then you have things like collect 5 types of plants. This can be the same type of plant 5 times. Really pick up any kind of collectible. You have defeat 5 Slings, which is like an enemy in this game. Once again, very easy to find, very easy to do. Then go to Realm of Escalation and exchange for bubbles, blings, or threads 1 time, which is something that is very likely that people are going to be doing. So, for the time being, what we're going to be doing is just completing the regular dailies. This ties into gameplay pretty easily, as in, this is the kind of things that people are going to likely be doing anyway. Of course, sometimes you get sillier dailies like, hey, take a screenshot with this one specific thing, in which case it kind of takes you out of whatever you might be doing. But whenever it's, hey, reset your digging device, which is another daily that can pop up, and it's as easy as doing this, or capture a couple of bugs, or collect 5 flowers. These are the kind of things that presumably, considering that you would want to like do crafting in this game, you have like goals and ideas as to what you're doing. This is something that you're just gonna be doing regardless. So by this point, it should have definitely registered that I have collected 5 plants, which, yep, it did. We're gonna go to the realm of escalation. I have been escalating for blings recently because I am low on blings, but today we're gonna mix it up because I do need threads and bubbles too. Considering that I'm using threads and bubbles and blings in order to upgrade my stuff, and considering that every single patch cycle you will presumably have new stuff to upgrade, considering that even if you are not a paid player, they're still gonna be releasing like 3-star outfits or even some 4-star outfits that you can just get through gameplay. In this particular patch, you got a full 5-star outfit that you could get through gameplay, which it does cost a lot to upgrade, but upgrading gives you different colors. Upgrading also makes it perform better in endgame content. So it is something that you want to be doing regardless. Therefore, this is a very, very easy daily to complete. So let's spend like 100 on threads. And then because I was running very low on this for a while, let's also do 100 on Blink. Some people don't like wasting escalations on Blink. I personally have been broke recently, so this is actually not a bad way to fix it. And because I still have some energy, let's just quickly spend it back on some shiny bubbles, and there you go. I should now have my dailies entirely completed. It took me. How long has this recording been going? 4 minutes. I didn't go out of my way to do any of this because this was the things that I was gonna be doing regardless. Now let's go to the new dailies that have recently released. You want to be doing these ones in case you want that new 5-star outfit, in case you want new emotes, in case you want an extra 4-star outfit. There's also that. There's also like poses locked behind this sort of thing. There's quite a lot of content that they locked behind this new Heart of Infinity that is entirely locked to doing dailies. And the issue with these dailies is that they're pretty pointless. I'm gonna show you the most egregious one that is currently available. But I'm gonna talk about other ones that are also cycling. So, join animal playtime and transform into one animal. It's not gonna take me long, but this is a very pointless action. It is something that I get nothing for. I don't get extra flowers. It is not something that I'm doing normally. It is not a fun activity to do. There is nothing for me to gain from doing this activity, and the only reason why I'm coming out here and doing this activity is because my daily told me to. There are dailies in here, which I don't mind, which we're gonna talk about right now. It is gently sound the star bell at the warp nexus and summon hidden starlight. Why? Because hidden starlight, it is the thing that you're currently collecting in here anyway. The only reason why you come to this location is to get this. So if the game goes, hey, collect more of this, which you're gonna get from your dailies, it kinda makes sense that you would like come over here and just go and grab this. We are gonna be using teleportation. This area is very unstable, so I don't want to be running the whole way there for like 300 to 600 meters. Because the longer I spend in here, the more likely it is that my game is gonna crash to begin with. So this is one of the good ones. Because it is, if you need the thing from here that you're doing the dailies for, then presumably you probably don't mind collecting the thing that you're doing the dailies for. That part, while being annoying, makes absolute sense. You're just gonna run around, collect all of the star shards, which allow me to buy some emotes, collect the bigger stars, which allow me to purchase the 5-star outfit, plus the 4-star outfit, plus every pose that's belonging to the 5-star outfit that's locked behind collecting these things, plus purchasing that 5-star outfit evolutions. Effectively, if I want that full 5-star outfit, I'm just gonna be here doing these dailies for several months, every single day, because this is how it's designed. You can argue with that design, but at the very least with this one, that's something that you want to do. That's something that you literally come to this place to do, because that is the only reason why this place exists to begin with. So doing this one is like, whatever, man. That is probably a good daily, because that is the only reason why you're gonna be in this area anyway. So that's gonna be my last star. Today, the dailies are very... well, I'm gonna say they are on the level of the pointless that the better dailies tend to be at normally, which is, hey, go over here and take pictures with this. Or go over here and take pictures with that. It sort of takes you out of the gameplay loop. But it's something that we have already seen in this game. God damn it, I stopped exploding. I need to go all the way back up there again. I mean, I can also teleport, but at this point it's faster to run. So, outside of the animal playtime, that is the one way that game decided to waste my time. The majority of the other dailies is just, hey, take pictures with objects, which I don't particularly want to do. It clutters up my hard drive. There's literally no reason for me to take pictures with objects, but I'm gonna give that to the developers that, hey, take pictures with the object features fairly prominently in the previous dailies. It's just that it wasn't something that you had to do. Like, there is a poet near Floorwish Memorial. Take one photo of the poet. So, well, it's not something that I want to do, and in the previous dailies I would never be forced to do it because there were other dailies that I could do instead. I can't say that this type of daily is new to the game. While with the things like, hey, go and play in the animal playtime, there are. So we're gonna be visiting a couple of areas. There are not dailies today, but that tend to be dailies fairly often. So this should have registered. And honestly, I don't know how to make this register at all because that's the exact same thing. Sound the star bell to summon the shooting stars one time, which I have done multiple times. You saw me do it again and again, so this one's just fairly broken, but we can continue trying just in case the game decides that nope, I've apparently definitely have not done this. So what do I need to do? I need to complete literally every other daily that's up here. I don't have any dying to share, but I'll have to share some dying regardless, and I'll have to take pictures with completely random objects for the sake of taking pictures with completely random objects. Other dailies that can come up are normally more the ones to take pictures with completely random objects, but they're also more of mini games that give you nothing and are very unfun to do. Can I call it here? Will it work? Oh, thank God. It works if I call it from here. Okay. But normally what this area has is a mini game for just picking up some clams. Pick up seashells and put them into a basket. Woo! So fun. There is another one that's just like that. Did you register or not? Thank you. That is about picking up stars and putting them into the basket, just collecting 20 of those. Ah, yes, yes. So they want me to call the shooting stars in a particular place. There's another daily that's all about using a seesaw. There's another daily that's all about jumping on a bubble. It is a lot of these activities that are entirely pointless to do. Let's see if I remember where the goddamn seesaw is. It's one of the things that were the most memed about in this whole patch, outside of like bugs and everything that went wrong with it. So sometimes your daily will ask you to do this. Wasn't this fun, everybody? Sometimes your daily will also ask you to jump on a bubble, which let me just demonstrate now because we are in the area for jumping on a bubble. You make a bubble and you jump on it. The fuck's the point? What have we achieved? What are we doing with our lives? I'm not getting any materials from doing this. I am not completing some sort of engaging mini game that would have a reward on its own, or even like encourage me to do it just for the fun of it. So for example, I'm not playing a tic-tac-toe against another player. I'm not matching 3. I'm not doing, I don't know, snake eating mini game or whatever. I am not doing anything that's fun. I am going into a location and doing a whole bunch of random activities for the sake of doing a whole bunch of random activities. Head to the lighthouse and take one photo with the lighthouse. Where is the lighthouse? Is that the lighthouse? That can't be that doesn't look like a lighthouse. Are you trying to tell me that the lighthouse is somewhere in this area? Well, is that the lighthouse? Does that count as a lighthouse? Well, they want me to take one picture with something, so are you counting as a lighthouse? That is massive. Are you gonna register if I just press a button? Is that it? Did that work? Did I find the light? I found the lighthouse. Cool, 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 cool. So we have now done a whole other set of dailies. It, in comparison, took me 10 minutes, which is not that bad, but it was entirely pointless. What am I gonna do with the picture of the lighthouse? I'm gonna go into my album, provided that it opens, and then I'm gonna delete it because I only done this. And that was a picture with a boat, because one day we had to take a picture with a boat. That was a picture with the star, because one day we had to take a picture with the star. I'm just gonna be deleting these because the only reason why I took these pictures is to complete my dailies. The only reason why I'm using the seesaw is to complete my dailies. The only reason why I would jump on a bubble is to complete my dailies. The only reason why I would ever use animal playtime is to complete my dailies. The only reason that I would ever gather shit for the sake of gathering shit, to put it in a basket and to get nothing from it, is to complete my dailies. Effectively, the only reason why I've ever visited this place is to complete my dailies. It is not fun. It takes me out of the rest of the game because I have to get my ass here and perform a whole bunch of pointless actions just for the sake of completing my dailies. It is not rewarding. There's nothing that I can take with, so if I pick up 5 flowers, I get to keep 5 flowers. If I pick up a whole bunch of shells and put them in a basket, I picked up a whole bunch of shells and put them in a basket. I don't get to keep the shells. So while it is not long dailies to complete, they are completely pointless dailies to complete that are also entirely disconnected from the rest of the game, which makes them pretty bad dailies. Now, this doesn't mean that the game can't take me out of the game in order to make me do some dailies. For example, this is a picture of Guild Wars 2 dailies when I logged in today. Majority of the dailies in Guild Wars 2 I will complete by just playing the game naturally. So logging in, that's one of 4 dailies. Then dodge 3 enemy attacks, I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Loot 10 defeated enemies, I'm probably definitely gonna be doing that. Now, for the last daily, I have a choice of gather 25 crafting resources, which means that it sets me out gathering. Once again, I keep those materials, it's no biggie. Or I can complete one event in Cantha. Now, let's say that I was not planning on playing in the region of Cantha today. Let's say that I was not planning on completing one event in Cantha today. You know why it's a good idea to send me to Cantha? Because there are people playing there. There are people that are doing achievements. There are people that are doing their legendary weapons. There are people that are doing story. And what do massively multiplayer places that depend on multi-people events need? People. So if you're a new player and you're going through the story and you're in a massively multiplayer MMO, you need other people to help you do events in the overworld. If you're a player that's making legendary weapons that are dependent on the region, you need other people to help you complete events in the overworld. So even though I wasn't planning on going to Cantha or doing an event for Cantha, by going and doing that for the daily, I am contributing and helping those people. Because now I am there, I'm doing that event with them, and they can get that event completed. What am I contributing when I'm running around in animal playtime in Infinity Nikki? Because this is not something that I need. This isn't something for me. It's not something that gives me something. And I am also not really helping other players in the area by helping them complete like multiplayer events or instances or dungeons or anything like that. So I am doing an activity for the sake of doing an activity, And this is not really a bonus to anyone else. So the question is, why am I doing that activity? This is why Infinity Nikki has some best and worst dailies at the same time. Because on one hand, you have dailies that you will almost 100% complete every single day by just logging in, like doing 3 minutes of gameplay because it's something that you are going to do anyway. And on the other hand, you have an area made only for those dailies, and the only purpose of doing those dailies is to do those dailies, which is the entirely opposite side of doing dailies. Like, the only pro that it has going for it is that it's taking a very short amount of time out of your day to do, but it is such a degree of pointless and such a degree of unrewarding that it is just really bad game design. And that is the one thing that I wanted to like highlight in this video. So what makes a good daily? A good daily is something that a player does not need to go out of their way to do. Something that the player gains something for doing. So for example, if I need to get 25 resources, I get to keep those 25 resources that I gained from doing that daily, because it is me collecting resources. Or you should be directing players into activities that desperately need other player participation. For example, let's say you have a PvP mode in your game and it's underutilized. By making people do it for the daily, you keep your PvP population happy because they have somebody to play with. If you have multi-person events in the overworld, you keep your population happy because the person that needs those events has some veteran players that dropped in just to do one event just for their daily. So you keep your game alive. None of that is true for Sea of Stars dailies. It's like having a daily of digging a hole, but you don't get to keep the dirt, and you haven't achieved anything through digging that hole. You dug a hole just because. And the next day you came back to dig another hole. It only took you like 10 minutes to dig a hole, but you gained nothing from it. You just gained a check mark that you have dug a hole, making it a pretty bad daily. I hope that in the long run they change it to something else. This isn't like the worst thing ever, because we're just gonna run out of rewards to get there and we will never visit that place ever again. But I'm just highlighting that as a design decision, the way that Sea of Stars is implemented makes it very pointless. The only reason people are going to Sea of Stars is to do dailies in order to get a check mark that they have done them, but they're not really getting anything from doing those dailies, nor are they improving anyone else's sense of gameplay and just sense of overall well-being in the game. It's not adding to anyone, so why do we have them like this? I hope that the developers are gonna cook something and like change that area to feel more meaningful, to feel less disconnected from the rest of the game, but it is very jarring how well 1.0 dailies just slotted into the game and the whole theme of the game and what you're doing in it, and how badly 1.5 dailies are doing the same thing. It's like, I wouldn't expect the same game to have mismatched the thing that it has already done well once this badly. And I am very confused as to why they have done that. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you for listening to my rant. It was something else about Infinity Nikki 1.5 update that was on my mind. The thing is, like, I don't want to crap on the game because 1.0 is a very good experience. Unfortunately, 1.5 is kind of crapping on the 1.0 experience. And considering that, once again, they had daily implementation previously that were just a joy to do and very easy to do and slotted into the rest of the gameplay so well, it's just mind-boggling that they messed up doing dailies again, but just like in 1.5 and not 1.0. So my hope is that something is like done about it, that the area is corrected, that the area is utilized better than this, that eventually those activities get revamped and those dailies get revamped and the whole place just flows better. So hopefully that's what's gonna happen in the future, but for the current time, this is like one of the worst daily implementations that I've seen in the game because A, I can't see a logical point for it, and B, I'm not really seeing what benefit it brings to anyone. Like, what are we doing by running around as an animal? What are we doing by taking a picture with a lighthouse? What is it bringing? What is it bringing to me, or what is it bringing to other players? The answer is nothing, which is why it's such a questionable experience. If you know games with like worse implemented dailies, do like discuss it in the comment section down below. I've seen dailies that take a lot longer to do, but their overall implementation into the game is better. So, you know, you might need 40 or 50 minutes to do your dailies, and that's pretty bad. But at the very least, they kind of make sense, and that makes them better. So, my argument is purely on the what you're doing while you're doing the thing level, and not like on the whole, you know, time consumption level. Time consuming these things are not. They're just really bizarre, if you ask me. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm being overly dramatic? Thank you for watching for this long regardless. If you like content such as this, do browse the rest of my channel. I do occult videos sometimes. I do a lot of gaming videos and just talking about video games in general. On Mondays, I tend to stream. If I can't stream, then I'm just gonna upload like another video to do with video games. If you like this kind of content, then please do subscribe. I have passed the 10,000 subscriber mark, which was like a big deal for me. Everything else is now just kind of feeling like an extra. And if you're already a subscriber of mine, thank you so much. And also thank you so much for my Patreon supporters that allow me to make videos such as these, including videos that don't take a lot of research and that is just me ranting about things that I kind of find problematic in gaming, or that just is really at the back of my mind, making me question just why, like, what's happening in here. And I hope that I'm gonna see you in my other videos. Toodaloo.